Hello and welcome to another update video about Harmony One. Harmony One really performing really well. And in my previous videos, I showed you here a couple of scenarios how the price could be playing out. Use the Elliott waves for that and other indicators. Bear in mind that the Elliott wave method is always only one indicator, one toolbox that an analyst can use. Should be used always together with indicators and so on. And there are usually a couple of scenarios. I gave you my primary scenario, which in my view is still at play here. And in this scenario, we had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside here, all the way up to October to a new all-time high. We then came down in an ABC correction. In my view, still the most likely scenario that this C wave could still be playing out, even though we moved higher here. We moved here above my initial target area that I did give you. For that wave B retracement here, this is the area where a wave B would most likely retrace into, which is basically here sitting between the 0.5 and the 0.786 fib level. You had a lot of reactions here in this target area sitting between two fib levels, and it eventually broke out of this. So we came up all the way to the top of this target area, bounced off there, formed a little bit of a double top, but broke even higher than that. So that was really impressive. I've got my problems with this structure though, and it doesn't look very impulsive to me. I must say that. That is why I still think this could be primarily that wave B. It's not a problem that the wave B did overshoot the target area. This is only the area with the most likelihood where the price should be turning around. But it is absolutely possible for a wave B to retrace to the 0.887 fib level. In this case here, the 35 cent level, and or 34 cents, and also to go to the previous all-time high at 38. That is a possibility. Wouldn't invalidate that wave B. Would only be invalidated if we now see another push to the upside and it would break the all-time high and go up here, possibly all the way up to around 40 cents. It can overshoot the previous high a little bit. From there we could then theoretically still go down. It would be something like a fake out here to the upside. So this is still something that everybody should be aware of, I think. If it's in the end happening or not, it is something to be aware of, okay? Just to give you a different perspective on the market, I think a lot of people appreciate that. And I'm skeptical still about this pump to the upside. But don't worry, we've obviously been here in the on Discord. I've shared my buy and sell orders for this as well. We've taken some profits along the way, but as I said there as well, I would not, because of the potential that Harmony One has, I would not take all of my profits, of course. I've only taken a smaller share of profits so far, because I am fully aware that this thing here has a lot of potential and will anyway, in my view, long-term pump. Even if we have this ABC or not, if we get the ABC, I'd be really happy, because I could buy really low. I mean, this wave C would go down to 13.5 cents. Is it realistic or not? I'll leave it up to you. Probably you say not. But then again, a lot of people said that we would never see a $3,000 Ethereum again, and we've seen it. So never say never. That is one of the first lessons to learn in financial markets. Never say never. If someone says something will never happen again, then I'm always almost more confident it eventually will happen than not. I've certainly learned that over the years. But that is certainly an important level. We're really here at a key tipping point, and Harmony One, or the buyers and the sellers, are deciding here what is going to happen next. This is really the key tipping point that decides if this B scenario will be invalidated or not. Now the other scenario is that we have obviously seen here something like a ABC already play out, that this wave A was that this wave A here, that we've seen something here like a wave A, B and C, certainly a possibility as well, and that we are now forming here within this channel an impulse to the upside. I haven't shown you that channel before, but it's certainly something very useful to have on the charts, because you can use it to orient yourself. So where are we with important key support and resistance levels? Because what we could do here is just bounce up and down for a while. Bear in mind, the more often or the longer a channel is, the easier it gets invalidated, the more brittle it becomes, because it just gets clearer to more and more investors, and it just becomes more and more brittle. But this could basically push us into new all-time highs. What certainly is a possibility here to understand is that if we drop below that channel, so far we haven't broken it. If we break it, that could be the beginning of that downturn. Certainly something to be very aware of. And if that channel was broken today, we had a support here at 29 cents. So that is a very important level to watch. Key resistance here is at around 36-37 cents. Here on the 4-hour chart, we're obviously here cutting through the candles, but on the daily we can see that it is pretty much focused here just on the daily closes. So that is pretty much where we are here. So it's around 36.5 cents. But I would encourage you to put that channel on your chart as well. And what we need to be aware of is, we had a channel up here as well. So we just need to be aware that whenever that is broken, that channel, then you can see here this beginning of a downtrend. You can also use the 20-day moving average, which is coming here nicely as support line of the channel as well, in white here. So that can also be used as support. I think when any of them gets broken, we can really see a further price decreases unlocked here. At the moment, obviously, we are, if anybody is thinking about getting in now, I won't be able to give you any advice on that. Absolutely not, because everybody's got their own strategies. But bear in mind that we are here very close to a resistance line at the moment. Yeah. And whenever you saw this before, you can see that in this channel, at least, we pulled always back to the support line and then went up again. Yeah. Would have given anybody chance to buy here, here, and possibly also here. Yeah. Overall, that is where we are here. So really at a tipping point here. In my view, that wave B scenario absolutely still at play here. So it's too early to say, right, we broke a new all-time highs, we're just gonna go to the moon from here. But of course, if we break new all-time highs and move a little bit higher, that could really unlock much higher prices. So what we also need to be aware of, though, is that, is this really possible? Is this easily possible? If we take a look on the weekly chart, we can see that there is certainly the possibility to move to new all-time highs from here. Just looking at the weekly RSI, there is more scope to the upside, but we also need to acknowledge that the RSI is already fairly high. It's not that we can start from down here, what we did basically in March 2020, and can really push to massively new heights. But I mean, we came all the way up to 95. We're at the moment only at 65. So there's certainly some more scope and room to move higher here. But bear in mind, we are very close to the overbought level. On the MACD, which is also very high, we've just seen another bullish crossover. Okay, so that is first of all a good sign, but again, we need to bear in mind that the MACD line is very high. So at some point, even if at some point then there will be a correction, the MACD needs to come down at some point. Yeah, so even if we go to new all-time highs and push higher here, at some point then you will see that correction, because the MACD is just very high. Okay, but at the moment is looking fairly healthy here on the weekly. On the daily as well, we continue with buying momentum to increase. We could stop here a bearish crossover to happen, and on the RSI as well, on the daily, we continue to move higher here and found support here along the way. But also that is pushing us close to the overbought territory. But we are not there yet. We are not yet there yet, and we can keep that low by, for example, pulling back once more here to the support line and then going up, for example. On the 4-hour chart, we have seen here currently further bit of a bearish cross. The 4-hour is not that relevant, but we've seen a bit of a bearish cross, indicating in the short term we could dip a little bit lower here. You can see how we found resistance here at in my target area, and I think now we found support. And if we find support again, assuming we are pulling back to that line again, then we could, if we don't get lower than here, then we could set up for continuation in that channel here possibly. And of course, if you break that channel, that would be a nice confirmation to move higher from here. So it is really at a tipping point at the moment. Personally, I would wait with getting in now. I mean, I had my buy orders set. This is actually where I'm starting to take profits. That's why I had my sell orders triggered here in the last few days. So when I'm taking profits, I wouldn't buy, of course. So personally, I'm not doing that. We've already had a nice run up here from down there, from 14 to 38 cents. But nevertheless, long term, I think I see much higher prices here for Harmony 1. And to be fair, it would be good to see it go up, but I still primarily see the price to come down first before we go up. But again, I could be wrong, fully know that. It's important to keep an eye on this channel, the important support and resistance lines. And if we get into price discovery phase here, and if we really break to new all-time highs, I'd be looking for here for the next key levels on this. Well, first of all, I would say the 40 cent level is a key one, because 40 cents is a key psychological mark anyway. So it's a round number. Yeah, I would certainly keep that in mind, 40 cent level. If we break that, I think the next key level that we would get to is the 1.272 extension at 47 cents, and then the 1.618 at 58.6. So these are the levels I'd be looking to target in terms of resistance if we get into new all-time high territory from here. So that's currently my overview of Harmony One, the chart. Hope it helped you understand the chart a little bit better. If you like the update, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content and want to see my buy and sell orders as well on Discord, then maybe you want to consider to join as channel member. You can do that on the website, link in the description, or even here on YouTube. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.